Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Dawud Da from GMS Tampa Bay '07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me the truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I keep pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. All right, we're going to jump into these here news articles that we got going on today. You know, it's a lot of heavy stuff going on in the news. You know, and they're hitting, like I said in previous videos, they keep hitting, these last three major prophecies, over and over and over again, and they all pretty much going to fall in line one after another like a domino effect, All out chaos is about to come into the streets of America, You're going to have, basically you're going to have, so this is pretty much how it will roll, You'll have an economic collapse, And in that economic collapse, we'll see you have things like the race war that they're talking about, And with the race wars is going to pop off, they're not going to really pop off like how you think they will pop off, more or less to say, as far as, one day just like, so-called black people and so-called white people just going to go at it, These are the things these things that you see like that is just stirring up for waking up, the tribes, to this hatred that the Edomites have against us, But those things are going to happen when what happens? The economic collapse happens, all right? When your economic collapse happens, and your grocery stores and stuff run out of food, all right? You're going to see the people in their neighborhoods. You already got everybody divided. Everybody's already segregated, despite, that integration bullshit that you have going on, because you could drive around anywhere in America and know when you're in a so-called white people's neighborhood and so-called black people's neighborhood or Jake's neighborhoods just by, not even seeing nobody outside, just by rolling through the neighborhood, And so when the grocery stores and things like that shut down, what you're going to have is the people that's already segregated in these neighborhoods that know one another, they're neighbors with each other, they grow up with each other, you know what I'm saying? Before they start fighting one another, they're going to band together, all right? Me and my homies, I got me and my homies, shit hit the fan, I know they got some guns, I got some guns, we going to hold it down like that, So they going to mob up together already with, who they hang out with, you know how Jake hang out with Jake, Esau hang out with Esau for the most part, And you have like, Jake got gangs and stuff like that, Esau got what they call like militias and patriot groups and things like that, So they're going to kind of band it together, for a time being, And once, that starts boiling down, then you'll start seeing, you'll start seeing, once like, let's say Jake neighborhood get all plowed through by Jake, certain gangs gang up together, whatever, and they run through the rest of Jake neighborhood because that's what's close. That's what they know. They already know the neighborhood over there. They already know how I get down over there. So they're not really on, on no foreign turf. They already know the backwoods, the back streets, who got what house is already holding whatever, whatnot, But once they start, emptying out all the Jake neighborhood, or Esau empty out all the Esau neighborhood, then it's going to be on the prowl. Jake going to start moving on to the so-called white man's neighborhoods, all right? And that's how you're going to have your race wars because of basically the lack of food, the economic collapse. That's going to turn into what? The economic collapse is going to turn into all-out martial law because of the race wars popping off. All right. Then, mandatory lockdowns and stuff like that, and concentration camps leading all the way up to the mark of the beast, which they're going to need to track you, and then they're going to come back up with a new currency, which we'll get into that in some of our other lessons. But, these are the things that's popping off. You seeing so-called economic failure going on and the mark of the beast rise going on. All right. You're starting to see, more chariot sightings and things like that, them talking about space programs and things like that to fight a war out of space, Then you have what we're talking about here. You got these wars going on. Well, wars and rumors of wars going on, all right? You have trade wars. You got real wars ramping up. You got, how do they say, campaigns going on, like in the Middle East and all over the place, You got all these different things popping up in the news every day. And every day, each of these stories are a smaller piece of the puzzle, So we're going to jump into this here story. It says, this is the third part, the thermonuclear war. And this is, these stories here are part of the stories that just keep leading up to, the end all be all. All right. So this one says great F-35 and super nukes. Trump's laws U.S. weapons signing $716 billion military bill. It says, in a speech before signing the $716 billion Pentagon funding bill, President Donald Trump praised the U.S. military with the finest weapons anywhere in the world, but made no reference to the critics after whom the bill was named. All right. I believe it was the John McCain bill, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, Said, one thing I want to point out is $716 billion Pentagon bill, you know? It's kind of crazy how they got all this money to keep putting into the military, but they don't, they don't have money for so-called schools and stuff like that, which we know Esau is getting what he paid for. That's the type of education he want to further distract us. But if this was a so-called legitimate society, all right, how you don't have money to feed the poor, the homeless, and things like that, but you got enough money to keep spending all this money on military, you know? But nevertheless, it says, and they're proud of these people. We're talking about, they got the finest weapons that anybody has seen, But in all actuality, all they doing is trying to get up on the same level Russia got, all right? It says, after years of devastating cuts, we're now rebuilding our military like never before, Trump told members of the 110th Mountain Division at Fort Drum, New York on Monday. The 2019 NDAA approves pay raises for members of the military, all right? And, they throw that in there because they need more soldiers, Pay raises in a fallen, broken economy, all right? You see these young people that's out their mind and believing on this, they're getting pay raises. That's where I can go get a job at, I know some people right now, Jake, don't know what to do with his life. I don't know, man. I don't know about getting no job, but I was in the military one time before, man. I might just go back to that, Like, bro, you go back to that, you ain't coming back, The only way, I ain't gonna say the only way you coming back is in a body bag, but your ass gonna just be rotting over there, But it says, as well as funding new weapons, ships, planes, and modernizing the U.S. nuclear arsenal. America has the best equipment anywhere in the world, Trump declared. And that's a bullshit lie. That's, it's the pride of their damn heart, because the pride of their heart has deceived them. Russia got these hypersonic missiles, man. Russia got the damn Satan 1, all right? The Satan 1 is badass for one, and it can carry a fucking tremendous payload, all right? Which America ain't got shit that can match the Satan 1, let alone they got the Satan 2. All right. And once you know about that shit can keep changing course. All right. So really, you can't really, you gonna spend all your shit trying to shoot that shit down. All right. And, it wouldn't surprise me if they come out with a Satan 3, a damn nuclear powered nuclear missile that can fly indefinite, like the other shit that they got, a hypersonic fucking nuclear powered nuclear missile, man. Russia got hypersonic weapons that you ain't got shit that can catch that. All right. These shits is like, I believe they fly at like 10 times the speed of sound. We don't have no kind of defenses that can catch up to that or can hit that type of target. We don't have nothing that precise that can catch that shit. So Trump over here in their pride, we got the finest shit. No, you don't. You actually, this is why you got to have this arms race, because you don't got the finest shit. If you did, you wouldn't have to be building no shit. You could sit back while all these other niggas is building up the best that they can get, and you can throw them a couple bones and they still ain't finna touch you. All right, but you got the highest military spending. All right, you got more in military spending, I think, than the next 5 countries combined. All right, like Russia, China, and so on and so forth. All right, you got more in military spending than all of them. However, it's all through the plan and the power of the Most High. All right, because see, he got Russia with the shit. All right, they finna wax that ass over here, man, and you ain't gonna get no shit that's gonna top them. All right, the scriptures say that speaking on the nukes, that none of them gonna miss their mark, all right? And they gonna all rain down over here. So that's letting us know that you ain't got shit. First of all, we ain't even really got to know what you got in your military to begin with from your perspective, all right? The Most High already assured us that you ain't stopping this destruction, man. And the Most High Spirit is gonna be upon the missiles, man. And when they raining down, man, ain't none of them gonna miss their mark, all right? So there's no way possible that you can have a more superior military than who the Lord has prophesied on taking you down. All right, you ain't got nothing that's gonna be able to you ain't got no defenses that can defend yourself against what's coming to you. All right, so really all this is just a waste of your money. This is all in vanity. All right, you'd be better off just getting rid of all your goddamn nukes and just sticking it out with pistols, because your outcome is gonna be the same whether you got nukes or whether you got pistols versus nukes. All right, at the end of the day, this gonna become the lake of fire, and all ye that bend the bow, stand ye round about and shoot all your arrows at her, spare none. All right, that's letting us know that, hey man, your military ain't shit. And also the scriptures say, which we're gonna pull out, Lord willing, have thou become as weak as us. Why you over here trying to spend up on your shit? It's like you saying, yo, I'm Jordan, right? I'm the best in the league ever, and you got some newcomer ups. And then, you know what I'm saying? Jordan ain't really worried because, see, he's still out there playing golf and shit while these niggas over here practicing and warming up and whatever, whatnot. getting in all this shit, extra exercise and all this. But Jordan out there eating ice cream and cake. He ain't really worried about that shit, you know, because he know he the best in the game and he ain't got shit that can stop him. All right. But once you start seeing Jordan, you know, this is an analogy, you know, once you start seeing Jordan go out there and practicing and doing this and that and watching them boys tapes and highlights and stuff like that. The only reason he's doing that because he a little worried. He like, oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure my shit is on point, you know, because they might got something that they can hit me with, you know. And that's what you see going on here. You know, all this is really it's all vanity, but it's also another sign of showing you that Esau is not as superior, or these Americans aren't as superior as they think that they are. All right. Because again, this is all the plan and the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right. Yeah. America was going to be the hammer of the earth. All right. But how's the hammer of the earth broken asunder? All right. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua via Russia and a conglomerate. All right. So it says, America has the best equipment anywhere in the world. Trump declared vowing to replace the aging tanks, aging planes, and ships with most advanced and lethal technology ever developed. So what an oxymoron. It's like America has the best equipment anywhere in the world. So you're saying it as if you already got the best equipment anywhere in the world, right? Followed by the next statement. It says, Trump declared vowing to replace. All right. So if you already got the best shit in the world, why would you replacing the best shit in the world with? All right, now let's examine the shit that you claim is the best shit in the world. It says Trump declared vowing to replace the aging tanks, aging planes, and ships. All right, so if you got aging planes, aging ships, and aging tanks, all right, that means them shits is old, out of dated. They got some more new superior shit than that. All right, so you don't got the best military equipment out there. All right, it says he then went on to single out the planned purchase of 135 M1 Abrams tanks, which is an old ass tank. All right, 60 Bradley fighting vehicles, over 300 new Joint Light Tactical vehicles, Apache and Black Hawk helicopters, and 77 new F-35 fighters. All right, and on this F-35 deal, if you haven't been following the story, that is a piece of shit. You know, I mean, really, hey man, really, Esau is on point with the F-35, really. Like all through the spirit, homeboy is on point, because this is new shit that he finna take into World War III. All right, that he think that he gonna dominate and win the world war with. You know, he think that this is gonna be his safety net. But really, when you look into all the reports of that F-35, the shit is incomplete. It's got I believe engine problems, and then also systems problems. So like the shit is basically like, it's like having a damn Lamborghini, right? But ain't nothing put together right. You know what I'm saying? Or the fastest car in the world, let's say a Bugatti or some shit, right? Fastest production street car, right? Oh, I got a Bugatti, but the engine blown, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't got no tranny in there, you know, you know, it ain't got the shit that it need to actually to work, you know what I'm saying? To be the fastest car that there is. So basically you just got a big pile of shit, you know? So, you know, oh, I got a new Bugatti. All right, well, let's run it then real quick. Well, I can't start the bitch up. It ain't got no motor or no tranny. But like, well, then you ain't got shit but a piece of metal. All right, a shiny piece of metal that's shaped and molded like that car, but when it's time to perform and act like that, it can't really act like that. All right, so that's just, if you follow this F-35, you know, it's just a waste of money. You know, Esau pouring money into some shit that's gonna be annihilated in very soon. You know, very, very soon. You know, but you know, like I said, he in the right spirit. He on point with that, because I mean, hey, if you already know he going down, why waste your money on that? You know, you might as well, like the scriptures say, rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom. You know, go ahead. Hey, you might as well go take your little F-35 money that you was going to really put into that shit and go spend that shit on some strippers or some shit, man. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get the same outcome. All this that you're doing is for nothing. All right. It says the Army doesn't actually operate the F-35. The F-35s, though, even if it did, the fifth generation fighter continues to be plagued by design. Like I was just saying, you see what I'm saying? They don't even use this plane. But the reason they want this plane, all right, to use this plane is not because of, like the plane and the stats of the plane itself. Like the plane can fly faster, it's stealthy. I believe the plane is stealth, but you know, it's not because none of the specs of the plane itself. It's because of the damn communication systems with that damn plane. All right, that plane is like I don't really know how to explain it, but like one plane can communicate with all the other planes, more or less to say. Not just they talking walkie-talkie, but you know what I'm saying? They work as a unit. You don't have like 100 individual F-35 planes flying out there. You know what I'm saying? They got to watch each other, whatever, whatnot. No, these planes all fly as one unit, more or less to say. All they communication systems is on point with one another. All right. So, the planes can be flying in certain formations. Something could happen where before the pilots can detect it, the planes will detect it themselves. All right. And then they'll act accordingly. They have the power to be able to take over and act accordingly. It's really some demonic ass shit when you really look into it. All right. I mean, like, really, the pilot, I don't want to get too far into that shit, but nevertheless, the damn communications and how that damn plane can communicate with other planes and other systems as far as radar, guided missile systems that's on these not aircraft carriers, but these ships with the cruise missiles and shit like that on there. These planes, all right, without a pilot assistance and shit like that, they can do some damage. You know what I'm saying? If everything was actually up to par. But like I said, they having engine problems. They having what do you call that shit with the firing mechanism? They having problems with like the firing mechanisms and things like that. They having all kind of problems with this thing. But in theory, the concept that this plane can communicate with all these other systems, all right, to make everything work as one giant system, all right. So, let me see how I can explain this. All right. So the difference would be like this. In old prior times, it's like having this. It's like you having one of those old universal remotes at your house, right? Now you got a universal remote that you got to program to run your TV. Then you got to program it to run your cable box. Then you got to program it to run your damn radio. Then you got to program it to run, let's say you one of them rich Edomites and you can control the damn lights and shit with your remote control. Then you got to program, let's say the curtains and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit like that with your remote control. But you got to program this shit to do all that, show it how to work and everything like that, right? And sometimes when you hit the power button, you hit like TV, power, cable, power. And then when you hit that, the TV go off, but the cable box come on. Now you back and forth hitting power and it's turning one object on and the other one off. So it can communicate with it all, but it's not on par. All right. Now the new system would be like this. You got a Samsung TV with a Samsung remote with a Samsung Bluetooth to like your little music entertainment system. All right. And you got a Samsung, cable box or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All hypothetical, you know what I'm saying, as an analogy. You got Samsung curtains, Samsung lights. All right. So you just got this one system, all right, which is Samsung smartphone and your Samsung smartwatch. All right. So now what you do is you buy all this equipment and you just plug it all in. Right. Now, when your homeboys text you, you know what I'm saying, but your phone is in the room. All right. You got your smartwatch, but it's on silent. All right. But then you watching TV, you watching like the game or something on TV. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, the phone go off, but you can't hear this in the room. Your watch is on silent. It light up and tell you that you got a message as well as on your phone, but it's in the other room. But then also now the message pop up on your TV screen all at once. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to program none of that. It just all communicated. It's all the same systems. All right. Now you want to turn the volume up on the damn TV, you know what I'm saying, and change what you're watching on YouTube on the TV. But yet your phone in the room, the remote control way over there. Now you just go to your smartwatch. Boom, 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 boom. All that shit work just like that. You see what I'm saying? And now you having a party at the house, blasting the music. Phone call come through. All of a sudden it silence that and let you know what's going on. Boom. Here you go. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between the old prior type of equipment they had versus the new shit that they trying to get implemented today. All right. With this new F-35. This is why America is pushing for all of NATO and all their allies to get this F-35. That's the debacle between Germany and France and America. That's Germany don't want to keep spending their damn money on bullshit that they ain't reaping no benefits out of. Plus, if like Lockheed Martin, which designed the F-35, is an American company, so anybody buy one of these damn faulty ass planes, America getting paid off of it. American companies getting paid off of it. American shareholders getting paid off of it. All right. But if France and Germany was supposed to come together and make they German Franco plane that they want to come together with, that would be supporting their two countries because their companies would be making it. They would be reaping those benefits. All right. Now, when you go to like, let's say Turkey want to use the damn S-400 system. All right. Which is provided by Russia. America will not provide them with the F-35 planes if they get the S-400 system. All right. Now, again, you got to go back to the communications with this F-35 plane. All right. Like I said, the damn plane is connected to the damn radar systems, connected to damn nuclear subs where motherfuckers ain't even got to press buttons. All of a sudden the plane is endangered and there's a submarine close enough. Hey, that plane gonna tell that sub, hey, launch this shit. We don't need nobody in there to clear this launch. This shit just better launch and then take out this damn missile that's on my tail. All right. Before the pilot even know, before the pilots of the submarines even know, you know what I'm saying? Before anybody in the military even know, that plane gonna protect itself and its comrades. All right. That's what it's designed to do. All right. To be a so-called smart plane. All right. But again, at the end of the day, if you got the Russian S-400 system and their radar system, and then you got the F-35 plane over there, then you can go over there and reverse engineer the shit, and then you could be selling Russia all the damn secrets of how to get past the shit, you know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. You know, like, all right, we can look at all your weaknesses and your flaws, all right? The plane already fucked up, but, you know, this is just Esau and his shit going down the damn drain, you know? But continuing on, it says, while also, let me go back. It says, even if it did, let me just go. The Army doesn't actually operate any F-35s, even if it did, the 5th generation fighter continues to be plagued by design, performance, and maintenance problems, while also being one of the most expensive weapons programs ever devised. The Light Combat Tactical, the LATV, scheduled for delivery in 2019, are the only truly new weapon systems. Like I said, Trump over here bullshitting to, we got the newest, the best shit. No, bro, you really don't. You got the oldest shit. One of the oldest militaries and the oldest shit that you got, bro. Even Russia's old school shit is better than your new school shit. Like their dead hand system, all right? Russia got a dead hand system to where is basically, if there was no human beings in Russia, right, and there was let's say somebody else was to shoot a nuke over on Russia, right? They got sensors that will be able to detect that, all right? And what happens is that there's without any human beings intervention, all right, there's like a missile that shoots up into the air. That missile goes up to, it's like a beacon or something, right? It go up into the air and it sends out this signal to launch all of Russia's arsenal upon all of their adversaries, all right? So even if you did wind up killing off all the Russians, or there was no Russians there to operate none of their systems, now this is an old ass system, all right? They shit would just come back and wax your ass, you know, life after death type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Come get you in the afterlife, that type of shit, you know? So America ain't got nothing that can top that, and you know, and with America, you know, trying to test and launch their damn nukes, these shits all are failures, you know? They can't really, hey man, they shit is out of date, you know? It says, they are intended to give the troops more protection against roadside bombs and will partially replace the 1980s Humvees. Trump gave the speech in front of an AH-64 Apache attack helicopter, which was introduced in 1986. The utility Black Hawk has been around since 1979. The first M1 Abrams tanks were introduced in the 1980s. The M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles followed in 1981. So as you see, all this shit is old as fuck. You see, they ain't even really got shit from the 90s or the 2000s. You see what I'm saying? It says, you know, you got to think of these systems, man. They don't got no Bluetooth. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they got way more sophisticated. They probably do got Bluetooth and shit like that, because that's where we get all of our technology from them, you know, 20 to 30 years later, you know? But nevertheless, as far as with the new shit that they got going, you know, they got laser weapons and other shit like that, you know, some high-tech shit. But as far as they main foundations of they vehicles, they don't really got no new shit, man. They just got new components to add on to all this shit, you know? But nevertheless, continuing on, it says, all these systems have been modernized and upgraded, but their basic platforms are hardly new. Like I said, you know, you might have an old-ass M1 Abrams tank, but you didn't put a new goddamn laser-guided system on there or some shit like that, some new laser cannons. But the tank itself is still old as fuck, outdated, you know? It says, we're spending a tremendous amount of money on our nuclear arsenal as well as missile defense, Trump said. We will hopefully never have to use it, but nobody will be close. So he trying to say, oh yeah, we gonna outdo them. How you gonna do that when you already behind Russia? You behind Russia's dead hand system, and you behind Russia's new shit they just unveiled not too long ago. All right. It says the 2019 NDAA almost $6.5 billion for upgrading nuclear warheads and bombs, ground and sea-based missiles, as well as developing new air-launched nuclear missiles to the B-21 Raider bomber capable of firing them. All right. So, and really all this shit is all old and obsolete, man. This not how you wage no war in today's time and days. You don't fly over with no goddamn bomber, all right, and try to drop nuclear bombs on motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get your ass way before you even get close to their damn borders, man. They got way sophisticated radars and satellites nowadays, and you trying to bring this big, slow-moving ass plane in the sight, man, they can wax your ass, man. They don't even need to send up fighter jets. They got drones and shit, man. Small little, you know, man, I ain't even got to get into their technology, but it says both the House and the Senate passed NDAA with overwhelming majority last month for the first time in nearly 2 decades ahead of October ahead of the October start of the new fiscal year. At no time on Monday did Trump mention the bill that was named after Senator John Sidney McCain, the Arizona Republican, who has chaired the Senate Armed Services Committee since 2015. A vocal critic of Trump, McCain revealed last year that he was suffering from an aggressive form of brain cancer and had only several months to live. He returned to the Senate in July 2017 to cast a deciding vote against repealing Obamacare, but mostly stayed at home in Arizona since. All right, let me just grab a couple scriptures real quick. And trying to, all this building up, man, is for nothing. Esau don't realize, his end is here. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 and 7, or 6 through 8. It says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, so you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. Yeah, the trade wars, the nuclear arms race. All this vamping up and NATO drills and all these different drills and things going on. These are all rumors of wars. People threatening different people. Oh, you deal with them, we're gonna cut y'all off. You deal with them, we cutting y'all off. We putting sanctions on everybody around this bitch. That's wars and that's rumors of wars right there. They how do you say, when you provoking somebody, or like when somebody doing, I believe it's an A word, when you keep fucking with somebody, like, all right, well, fuck it, we finna take it there then. All these aggressions and things like that is happening because what? They preparing for these here wars. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. That's what we're seeing between, Russia, America, or really America and everybody else. It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So this is the beginning of the end. We living in those times right now. All right. Let me read this first. This is Isaiah chapter 14. Whoa, slow down. This is This is Isaiah 14 and 10. It says, "All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, and the worms are spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weak as the nations?" All right, and that's exactly what these other nations are saying. First of all, you get, like, let's say North Korea, man, they over here threatening America, and but so little. How can somebody so little threaten somebody so big? All right, unless something had to change, unless they they're like, all right, we got something in our up our sleeve that we ain't really worried about that shit. Not only that, you see all these other nations, you know what I'm saying, and primarily a lot of America's allies starting to turn their back on America, even though they know the fright and the terror that they've been raining down on people. They be like, you know what, we're gonna cut them off. We ain't gonna be like them. All right, and Russia coming out with these new military weapons, upgrading new systems and things like that, to where America got to catch up to them. All right, beforehand it was everybody else trying to develop and catch up to America, but now America's trying to catch up and develop next to what Russia got. They trying to upgrade to be on the same level as Russia now. All right, meaning what? They didn't lost their position at the top. All right, they're not as strong as they used to be. All right, it says, "And they shall say unto thee, Art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?" All right, you just regular like us now. All right, now you trying to develop some shit to defend yourself now, because you realize you ain't got beforehand all you needed was offensive weapons, but now you're looking into defensive weapons now, because you become weak like everybody else. You might have to defend yourself from somebody stronger than you. All right, this is the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up." All right. So it says, proclaim this among the Gentiles. And that's what we're doing on the highways and the byways in these video epistles, letting you know war is coming. All right. thermonuclear warfare. You know, Babylon's finna fall. All right. It says, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. Let your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So the weak say, I am strong is the same thing as, are thou become as weak as we? You see what I'm saying? Now we're on an even playing field. All right. Now let the weak say, I am strong. Strong in comparison to what? In comparison to basically America. All right. But also it says here, it says, beat your plowshares and your swords, all right? Or turn your agricultural tools and things like that, your farming tools and stuff like that, or your factories and stuff like that, you know, because like here in America, you know, it'd be easy, all right? So, for example, right, you know, so for an example, right, you got certain companies out there, right, that's in manufacturing goods and stuff like that. So you'll have a company, let's say, that make, let's say they make bottles, right? You know, soda bottles, right? Coca-Cola bottles. These things are made, you know, off of molds. They pour the plastic in and make a mold. It shapes it to it, and then they cut it out, right? And it would be nothing for them to change out the Coca-Cola bottle mold to keep making Coca-Cola bottles to now make water canteen bottles, all right, for the military, or to make helmets for the military, or for them to make butt stocks, weapon pieces, anything like that. You know, they can just change out whatever mold that they make. And it's just like if you was in a nail company, right? They got the molds and the shapes to make nails. They can just switch those molds out for molds like bullet casings. All right. Now, instead of making nails, all right, something that's so-called productive to the society, you know, we building houses, we need nails for this and that. It ain't really, we need nails to go to war to kill people. No, we need nails just to get by in our regular society. All right. You're going to turn your factories and things like that, and your farm, like not your farms, but your agricultural type of shit, your farming fields and stuff like that, where you would have an agriculture to feed, you know, your grocery stores and stuff like that to feed the military men. All right. And all these different things are going to be all used now for the military purposes. All right. You'll have these companies that was building yachts and cargo shipping boats. Now they making military ships. All right. People who was making Delta planes and Southwest planes. Now they making military planes. All right. So this is what it's talking about. Beat your plowshares. It says, verse 10, Joel 3:10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. All right. That's all these different companies that's converting over to start making for military goods and stuff like that. Or everybody's focus is for military purposes. Like Walmart. Walmart was set up for military logistics and dropping military, like military shit off. It was logistics. You know, how do we move things from point A to point B? All right, they trying to figure out how they gonna move weapons and men and food into war zones and stuff like that, and not really run out. How they can sustain multiple wars on multiple fronts and always be replenished. They don't ever run out of supply. Right? It's just like these Walmarts. They got multiple wars on multiple fronts every day, but yet they stay stocked. Every day they open 24 hours a day, but every day they get a massive flood of people that come there to get all the things that they need. That's their grocery store, their regular housing store, parts store, everything is right then and there. But yet Walmart shelves ain't never really empty. All right, that's the logistics that they got for all that. You know, they system of ordering things and getting things shipped to them is a military, basically it's a military project on how they was going to ship and move weapons around in the U.S. or not just the U.S., anywhere they have military conflicts. All right. So it'd be nothing as you see on YouTube. It's easy for them to convert these Walmarts into damn FEMA camps. All right. So that's what it's talking about. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. That's what you see going on all around us right now. Everything's turned out to be militarized now. All right. Even your regular police is now becoming militarized now. All right. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. All right. So this is basically a World War III, getting all these mighty men, all these men of war, all these militaries, all these soldiers. They're going out here to let me go to the top. It says, Joel 3:2, I will gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, a part of my land. All right. So this is the real reason why all these nations is going over into the Middle East, and there's about to be a World War III. All right. Where's I at? Verse 11 again. It says, assemble yourselves, come all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So this is the reason they all going over there. This is the reason why, the scriptures also say that, roughly paraphrasing, that the king's heart is in the hand of the Most High. So the Most High's got them turning up and getting all these military drills on and upgrading all their systems, and now they going all off into the Middle East and waging war. America's branching off and cutting all their ties from all these other nations and making enemies out of them all right? For what reason? For World War III, for where, the Lord's about to come down and judge the whole earth, all right? Says verse 13, put in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full and the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. And that's what's going on right now. The wickedness of Esau has reached up unto heaven, all right? Now it's time for him to get his damn judgment, all right? I'm going to read verse 15. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw from their shining, all right? And that's talking about when those nukes start raining down over here, all right? And again, like I said, Esau is preparing for this damn war and his military arms race, but at the end of the day, man, he about to be, cast into basically outer darkness. He gonna be into that lake of fire. I think I'm gonna just close out with that one there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying. Until next time, I say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me the truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Stay strong. Shalom.